Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm going to fire up and check out my new AHP AlphaTIG for the first time. The only thing I've done to it so far, other than hooking everything up, I have turned it on a couple times just to check the power to the water cooler. Interesting note, I'm used to on a Miller Dynasty, when you have a water cooler hooked up, you turn on power to the machine, everything powers up. This device, the cooler, actually has a power plug that goes into the back of the welder. Now maybe it's a glitch, maybe there's a problem with it. I'm going to call AHP and find out, but when I turn on the welder with the power switch already on, it gives me a flow alarm that is constantly going. It will not stop. If I turn them on separately, turn the cooler on second, it beeps for a couple of seconds and then it quits. I'm gonna flip on the welder. And of course it makes a liar out of me. Oh well, regardless, I can tell that it's running. There's pressure in the line to the torch. And I checked the other, there was turn lines working, so the torch is getting water cooled. So let me get set up so you can see the screen and we'll run through some of the parameters the machine has. So there it's powering up for us. I have the cooler turned off right now just to lessen the amount of machine noise going on. One thing it's got is a plastic little cover here, kind of nice to keep the junk off the screen that might get on it. Welding shops are notoriously so nice looking. Let me see if I can get here so you guys can see everything. So it defaults up into DC TIG mode. You can do AC TIG, DC TIG, which is primarily why I got this, so it has AC capability. Of course, it's got DC and AC stick mode as well. It also has something called Rapid Set, which allows you to preset some parameters. It's kind of like auto set you'll find on a Miller. So go to where I normally would, let's see, that turns it to auto set. This will scroll through my modes. So let's go to AC TIG, which is what I'm going to use for the most part. Let's see, I don't even know what the knobs do yet. So here's my amperage control. So I'm going to go to AC. I'm just going to set it on about 125 to give me a start. This should take me through my parameters. There's, go back here. So we got amperage set up. Now pre-flow, I'll do a little bit of pre-flow. Post-flow, I'm gonna go ahead and set it at 5. I'm gonna try with some aluminum at first. Gives you your initial starting amps, ending amps if you're gonna do it like a lift arc setup. Here's pulse. If you turn pulse on, which I'm not going to. AC frequency, I'm actually going to dial it down to about 120 to start, give that a try. And then my balance, I like 65-35 on balance. So we're going to do 35% on the cleaning, and then it's got pedal, high frequency, 2-tone. Okay. So start, we're going to do high frequency, remote. Pedal. Okay, so that's how I'm going to start on AC aluminum, and we'll get back to this in just a minute and verify that my amps are. I'm going to do 120. And again, same setup, same parameters you can use for DC TIG, but this is primarily what I'm going to use this for, is AC DC TIG. Obviously not a lot of other parameter settings between pulse and using the balance on it. Outside of that, pre and post flow I changed for stainless to kick that up for decent post flow. Other than that, not a lot of that gets changed. So let me set up the torch, let me get some gear on, and I'll run a quick bead on some aluminum and see how it goes. All right, we're gonna give this a try. Everything's set up on my torch. I've got a CK flex head, water cooled, number 20 torch. I've always kind of preferred the flex head. And got a 332nd lanthanated tungsten in here, and I've got a number 5 cup on it, just kind of the basic I like to start off with on aluminum. So let me just do a basic bead and see how it goes. So here we are. Initiates nicely. This Nova pedal's nice and responsive. course, is definitely staying cooler than my air-cooled. All right, kind of got a little hot there at the end. I need to run another one and see how well it responds to letting off the pedal. But let me show you this bead real quick. Okay, there's what I just did on my very first pass with it. No adjustments. Not my best bead, not my worst. Should have let off on the heat a little bit right there. I need to go check and see how responsive that pedal is. It seemed like I had to let off a lot just to bring the heat down a little bit, but overall, first not too bad. I'm gonna bump that frequency up a little bit more too. Let's do another pass. All right, let's do one more. Just a standard little bead run here. I bumped the frequency up to about 150, and I brought the amps down by 5, and I want to see how much this pedal controls it. Here we go. There we are, just a little slower up on the pedal. Make sure and fill that. Okay. So again, not my best, not my worst. Came up a little slow, a little cold there at the first. Overall, panned out pretty good. I'm gonna run a T-joint fillet well and see how that does. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm gonna bring that frequency up a little bit more as well. All right, got a basic little T-joint set up here for a fillet weld. Everything's cleaned up, ready to go. I'm kind of at an odd angle here, just to try to get the camera angle right, so may not be the perfect little bead, but let's give it a try. Had to bring the amperage down a little bit for better control. We'll see how it works. Okay, not my worst, not my best. Okay, fillet weld. Good penetration, good coverage, so overall, happy with how that came out. All right, there's kind of my first pass through it. I shut everything off to kill the fans. It's a little bit quieter, so I wouldn't have to scream over it. Overall, I'm happy with it. I'll do some more welding, obviously, with it for the primary stuff I use it for, DC and AC TIG. I don't stick weld with it at all, don't intend to. But first pass, doing some AC TIG with it, first time using it, not bad. Again, I'm not the best welder in the world. I don't think I'm the worst, but overall, beads look okay. And I'm going to continue. I've got a project coming up for an aluminum stand that I'm going to work on with this now that I've been able to run through it on its first time. I'll get to work on that project. If there's any questions you guys have or anything you need me to add to this or would like me to follow up on, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.